Welcome back to Bird Talk with Terance Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited so you don't miss any of the content. This week's episode, we're going to take a look at the Atlanta Falcons' divisional opponents and what they might look like in 2021 and how that'll affect our Atlanta Falcons. So even though the Saints are the Falcons' most hated rival, I think it's only right we start with the Super Bowl champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you think, oh, I'm sorry, Terance.
No, I just wanted to say, this segment right here is going to be interesting because you're going to see how close or how far we are as winning the division. Because at the end of the day, you want to win as many games as you can. But if you win your 6 division games, you're division champions and you're on your way to the playoffs. So this is going to be, I want you guys to really, really pay attention to this because you're going to see how close or how far that the Atlanta Falcons are of winning the division and going on to the NFC Championship and eventually playing for the Super Bowl.
Definitely. I mean, if you think back to last year, after Tom Brady signed, he brought in a bunch of new guys for 1-year deals. AB came along, Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette. You even had Ndamukong Suh. And then you have other guys like Shaquille Barrett and Chris Godwin, who are also possibly going to be free agents. Terance, what kind of foe will Tampa be for the Falcons in 2021? And what do they need to do to try to contend with them?
They're going to fix this because, word is they want to extend Brady's contract. If they extend Brady's contract, that's more cap space for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tom Brady, I'm telling you, he's going to be willing to do that because he's already said he wants to play past 45. And the thing is, this is going to be cap friendly if they extend Tom Brady and give him some bonuses, incentives, whatever it may be. So if you're looking at this Tampa Bay, let's look at the offensive side of first. Let's look at quarterback position. They're solidified there. They're good. They got one of the best of all times. And then you look at the running back position. You got Jones coming back, who's going to be healthy. And then you got to look at the Fournette situation. Here's one of those things that you can almost afford to let Fournette go because you got a running back like Jones whatsoever. But what Fournette does, what his season, the 2020 season did for him is there's more shooters out there for him now. So if I'm Fournette, I'm testing the waters. And the Buccaneers is going to allow him to do that because there's going to be a big tag on him, a big number on him going into free agency. And then you look at the wide receiver position. You got Evans coming back. You got Miller. Here's the guys that's on the roster, Evans and Miller. Then you have a situation with Godwin, who they can franchise if they wanted to, put a franchise tag on him if they wanted to, but I don't think they'll do that. Then you got Antonio Brown, who had a really good comeback season. So here's the dynamics with those two, Godwin and Antonio Brown. Even though Antonio Brown is going to be a free agent, he just played for the veteran minimum. So his bump to sign him is not going to be as great as a Godwin, who's going to be an unrestricted free agent. His numbers and his market numbers is going to be much higher. So do you let Godwin test the waters and sign Antonio Brown back? But here it is. If I'm Chris Godwin, I just won a Super Bowl. I have a Super Bowl ring. I'm a Super Bowl champion. So I've done that. Go get my money now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Money. Let's go get my money and let's bring that pedigree to whatever team I'm a go to. So then you look at the tight end position. Yeah, Tom Brady's going to fight for Gronk to come back, but OJ Howard is going to be healthy. He's coming back. So there's a dynamic there. Do you keep Gronk around for another? You signing for another 1-year deal, knowing that OJ Howard is coming back? I think they will. I think Gronk is not playing for the money. I think he's playing because he enjoys it. He enjoys being around his buddy Tom Brady, and he enjoys the opportunity to be part of the greatest of all time legacy. So I think that's the intrigue for Gronk. Then defensively, they got problems. Defensively, they got problems. They got David, who's a free agent. They got Barrett, who's a free agent. They got Sue, who's going to be a free agent. And here's the guys you talking about that brings that attitude, that brings that dog that they need on defense with Dominic Sue. But here's the thing with Dominic Sue is that the Buccaneers have the 32nd pick in the draft.
Okay.
They can go get a defensive end and pay him less money than what they would have to do if they get Dominic Sue. But they're gonna have to do something. They can tag Barrett if they want to, and that helps them. And then they'll sign David back. So I think they're gonna be okay, and they're gonna get this thing done before the draft. I truly think they're going to solidify the nucleus of this team before the draft. Let some of those guys like Fournette and Godwin go out and test the waters. And then in their secondary, they're solid. They got young kids in the secondary. They're solid. They don't need to do anything there. And so right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the team to beat. They're the defending champions. And I'm not, as long as they're playing football until somebody else beats them and they don't get back to the Super Bowl, those are the defending champions, and that's the team to beat.
And it sounds like, from what you're telling me, that they're probably going to get most of that nucleus back.
Yeah, they will. And then if you this is the X factor in all this with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is their coaching staff.
Yeah,
they didn't lose anyone. Usually when you have a Super Bowl team, you lose a coordinator here, coordinator there. They did not. Yeah. So that's the strong point of this team is that veteran coaching staff that Bruce Arians has put together.
It sounds like maybe still trouble ahead for Atlanta. Hopefully they can get on the right side of things. It's crazy because Tampa didn't even win the division last year. New Orleans Saints did. Yeah. And speaking of New Orleans, they did finish first in the division, but they've lost in the divisional round to the Buccaneers. And then they've also lost the previous 4 years in a row in the playoffs now. So for the Saints, they got some key free agents as well.
Yes.
Probably none bigger than Jameis Winston, because at this time, Drew Brees has yet to retire.
Right.
So the Saints, or better yet, Brees has to make a decision and fast. Terance, being that the Saints continue, yes, they win the division, but they fall out in the playoffs. Is there a chance they fall off their throne this year for the division? And is there a weakness with the Saints that the Falcons can take advantage of?
Well, right now, the biggest question mark is your quarterback. There's been word that he's going to renegotiate his deal and take the minimum and retire, which gives them $25 million in cap space, which is going to help them. Their draft pick, they drafted 28th in the draft. I don't know if there's going to be a quarterback that fall that far. Maybe Matt Jones, who knows? Maybe it doesn't matter. Trask at Florida, maybe he drops that far, but we don't know. The thing is, like you said, Jameis Winston, he's a free agent, but I don't think there's a market for him right now because there's so many quarterbacks out there that has played this past season and have played great and been Pro Bowl quarterbacks that is going to be on the market. And then you have 4 or 5 that's coming out in the draft. So I think they sign Winston back and see what they can muster up in free agency. There's Mariota out there. There's some guys out there that can be formidable in this offense. That's the only issue right now. You have Kamara and Murray coming back. You got Thomas if he's healthy. You got Sanders, but then you got the X factor there and Hill on offense. So the biggest thing right now for them is the quarterback position. And do they get back and win the division again? I don't know, but they got a strong support system. And if that quarterback position, whoever's playing that quarterback position, if they just keep the ship floating, they have a chance. Yeah, because defensively they're good. They're good. Yeah. Oh my God, they're good defensively.
Yeah, that's what I was going to piggyback. I was going to say, that defense has been solid. So if they get that figured out as far as the quarterback situation, I think it'll definitely, with Brees even not coming back, I think it'll still take a drop off offensively.
Yeah, I think so too.
From his leadership, but It's going to be tough. It looks like it's going to be tough for Atlanta.
Right.
And then the last team in the division that we'll discuss is the Carolina Panthers. And, they rotate with the Falcons for the worst team in the division over the last 3 years. I mean, the Panthers do still have Christian McCaffrey, so that's always a plus. And they do have some guys that might be cut, like K'Wan Short or Trey Boston. And they have free agents like running back Mike Davis. Do the Panthers pose any real threat to the Falcons this upcoming season?
Well, if the Falcons and the Panthers looked each other in the mirror, they'll see each other. They look like they'll see a split image of each other. Right now the quarterback position is question mark for the Carolina Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater, injured a little bit this year, but he played well. But they have some weapons, at running back. You got, like you said, McCaffrey. If they can sign Davis back, there's a 1-2 punch where they can keep McCaffrey healthy. Then you got Anderson and Moore at wide receiver. So you got a really, really good skill position, and they do protect the quarterback pretty well. Now, here's something that just came out of what was said yesterday. Deshaun Watson is interested. The Panthers is one of those teams that he would like to play for. So if and the Panthers has the number 8 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And the Texans do not have a first round pick.
Correct. Yeah.
So now they can go get a franchise quarterback in that 8th pick in the draft if the Texans would make that trade. So imagine a Deshaun Watson in this division with all the weapons I just mentioned. Now the Falcons are really looking like, oh my goodness, what are we getting ourselves into? And their defense, they're solid. They're not great. They had, breakout year from rookie Chin, played very well for them. And then they had Derek Brown, who played well for them at defensive tackle. But I always talk about X factors. The X factors in this situation is coaching.
Yeah,
it's coaching. How better do you get this year, preparing for games now that you know what, as a new coach, now that you know what you look forward to see this 2021 season, now can you prepare for that and get better? So that's the X factor right now. So if the Panthers make that move, get rid of the 8th pick and some other picks, maybe a 1 and a 2 for the next 2 years or what it may be for Deshaun Watson, look out for the Carolina Panthers.
That'll be trouble. I mean, Deshaun Watson, Christian McCaffrey, I wouldn't want to see it in this division for sure. Is there any shot the Falcons can take any of these guys from their division foes, maybe like K'Wan Short or Shaquille Barrett? Is there any chance the Falcons have a shot at any of these guys?
No, I don't think so. The only one that you may have a shot at is Boston from Carolina. Yeah. I thought about that. I think the Falcons, they rely so much on a smaller defense, especially in that back half. I'm talking about linebackers and whatsoever. I think they need to get a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more physical at that linebacker position. So you may see that happening. But other than that, Falcons, they got their situation right now is defensive back.
Yeah.
You got Terrell coming back, and as a rookie, he's gonna be better. You got to address your safety position.
Because Rico got cut after last week's show, which we discussed, and
we discussed that. And then you have Sheffield, who he's formidable. What do you do there? So right now, the biggest question is in the middle of the field is with your safeties. So and then we can talk offense, and we can talk about that number 4 pick all you want.
Yeah.
If I got the number 4 pick, I'm dangling it. I'm playing with you. I'm thinking, I'm going to every workout where every quarterback at, and I'm taking my notes. And so every team can see me looking and going, oh my God, they're going to pick a quarterback. Maybe we can make a deal with the Falcons and move up to number 4. See, look, I'm playing the game. I'm playing poker. I'm playing poker right now. Because let me tell you, I don't care how much you dislike Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
is that he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL now.
That's facts. Yeah.
Right now, I don't care what you think about him. He don't move, he don't do this, he don't do that, but he put up numbers. He put up numbers. When his offensive perimeter is healthy, he puts up numbers. When he's protected, he puts up numbers. And let me tell you this. This is something that we know is the only two people on an NFL team that get wins and losses is the head football coach and the quarterback. Think about that.
That's
You
true.
never say Julio Jones went 4-12 this season. You know, nobody has ever said that.
Yeah.
People don't say that. They always talk about the quarterback, but you got to understand, without those supporting cast and everybody doing their job and playing their roles, the quarterback can't be successful. The head football coach can't be successful. So by putting all this on those two entities, almost gives a franchise a disservice.
Definitely. Definitely does. That fourth pick, it is going to be coveted. So we're going to see in the coming weeks. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of talk about what the Falcons may or may not do with that
I'm
pick.
I'm scared about that. I'm really nervous about that fourth pick. You know why? It's for the franchise.
It is
It's
big.
going to really determine who you're going to be in the next 3 to 5 years. That is a very important pick because of the last 3 seasons you've had.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pick that says we're coming, we're supporting, and we believe in you.
Yeah.
That's that, and I want to tell Falcons fans, if they don't pick a quarterback, don't be disappointed. Please don't, because at the end of the day, this team right here, if this coaching staff can get them believing and trusting in them, and these players and the coaching staff trusting these players, this is a team that can win the division and go deep into the playoffs.
That'll be great to see. And I agree. The fans do get up in arms about possibly drafting a quarterback. And I agree. It's not the end of the world, because clearly they have some bigger fish to fry. They have other things in mind if they don't go that route. And hopefully maybe it's acquiring more picks.
Well, let me ask this question
Mm-hmm.
To people out there. If the Falcons do draft a quarterback, how long do you give him to be successful?
They're going to give him 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point right there. Yeah. You have a guy who's played more than 10 years, 13 years, whatever it may be, that has been an MVP, has played in the Super Bowl, has played in division championships, has won a division, have played in conference title games, all these things, broken records, and still putting up big numbers. Yeah. Here's a guy that you can say, okay, if we can protect him, our perimeter guys stay healthy, and the guy behind him can give us some running game, some sort of running game, we're division champions.
Dang, that's it there. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. If the guy stays upright and he's healthy, that offense is going to click and it's going to go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before we get to Terance's throwback, we previously said, if you got a question, let us know. Terance is more than welcome to answer your question. We were able to get something, nothing major, from a fan, Carson. Do you think the Falcons could pick up Aaron Jones or Marcus Williams in free agency?
You know what? Carson is amazing you asked that question, because I was going to mention that on the show today, but then I thought about it. Green Bay is not going to let Aaron Jones get away. And I thought, Aaron Jones in this offense would be amazing. I said, oh my God, he helped Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan may be MVP of the league if he had Aaron Jones. But then I thought about it. You got a guy named Aaron Rodgers is going to say, you better not get rid of my twin Aaron. No, I think it'll be wonderful. It's a great conversation. It's a good what if conversation. But I don't think Green Bay let Aaron Jones get away.
Okay. And Marcus Williams.
Where's Marcus Williams at again?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know which one he was referring to. Safety, New Orleans.
Oh, we're not gonna get him either.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that defense. Sean Payton is not gonna let that defense get away, because he knows that every game that they have been in and had the opportunity to win is because of that defense, and especially in that back end in this division. He's not gonna let him get away. No.
Well, like I said, fans, give us your questions. Let us know. Terance will be more than happy to ask. Come with something a little better. And I'm just messing around. That was a good question. That was a good question, Carson. But I think it'll be a long shot for the Falcons to get Aaron Jones. It would be great, like you said, him coming out the backfield and his catching ability. That would really open up the Falcons' offense. Time for Terance's throwback.
Yeah.
What you got for us?
I don't know if we got any video or not, but let me tell you. When I was a kid playing football, I used to love Billy White Shoes Johnson. Pretty much you watch him return punts whatsoever, but I used to want to watch Billy White Shoes Johnson because of the end zone dance. Everybody did the crazy leg end zone dance of Billy White Shoes Johnson. And I remember one night I was in high school, and I'm laying in the bed and watching, I think it was a playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys, or I don't remember if it was a regular season game, and it was the Hail Mary pass. And it got tipped, and Billy caught it, and he made a guy miss, and he dove into the end zone. I remember hitting my hand on the ceiling because I jumped out of bed and jumped on the bed. I was like, yes. And then one evening, my mom came in, and she came in from work, and she said, hey, one of my coworkers wanted to give you this. And it was an autograph from Billy White Shoes Johnson. And I went crazy. I was like, oh my God. And the thing is, I became an Atlanta Falcon.
Yeah.
Now, Billy wore 81. I think he wore it better than all of us who ever wore it. I don't care whoever wore it. Billy wore it the best. So I got a chance to meet Billy White Shoes Johnson for the first time. And it all was like, oh, and we're still great friends today. We talk, we played golf tournaments together. And funny thing about Billy White Shoes Johnson, he doesn't have a pair of black shoes in his closet.
What? That's crazy.
Dress shoes white, tennis shoes white, golf shoes white, slippers white. Every shoe he has, boots white. That's his moniker. Billy
no, I know that's real though. You would never think that he literally had all white shoes in his house. That's awesome.
Billy White Shoes Johnson is a legend in the National Football League, and I salute you, my friend.
Yeah, he definitely is an NFL legend, and even more importantly, an Atlanta Falcon legend. Yes. Well, again, everybody, that's the time. I thank you all for coming on and joining us each and every week. Make sure that you sign up and subscribe at Atlanta Sports Unlimited so you don't miss any content, and make sure to get those question ins for Terance.
Yeah, let me say this. Yeah, if you agree with me or not, we can have a debate, send the questions in whatsoever, because at the end of the day, even though I'm a former Atlanta Falcon player, and I'm here in Atlanta, and we're talking Atlanta Falcons football, that don't mean I agree with everything that they do. But we can talk. As you might say, oh, he's a homer. He's talking about good things about the Falcons. No, I haven't. We haven't got to that segment yet where I tell you some of the things that I really feel about the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. Hey, and I thank you for that transparency, Terance, and I'm sure the fans do as well, because you're right though. This isn't a homer show. We're gonna keep it honest. We're gonna keep hold the flames to the feet of the Atlanta Falcons, so to speak. We want a good product, but we also want to hold them accountable.
And at the end of the day, it's Terance's take. It's not from the Atlanta Falcons. It's how I feel. It's my opinion. It's what I think. So don't think I'm speaking for the Falcons or anybody else. I just speak for what I see and what I know about the NFL and football.
Great. That's great. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.